He said nothing. Jimin's birthday disappointment sparked speculation over BTS's internal rift in a moment that stunned millions. Park Jimin, one of BTS's most beloved members, revealed during a Weverse live broadcast that Kim Seokjin, known globally as Jin, had not sent him any birthday wishes. The confession, delivered with a tone of quiet disappointment, has ignited a wave of speculation across the ARMY fandom and beyond. What could possibly explain such silence from Jin, a figure long celebrated for his warmth and attentiveness? Is this a sign of emotional distance forming between two of BTS's closest members? The revelation came just hours after Jimin's birthday celebrations had begun to flood social media. Fans were eagerly awaiting interactions between BTS members, especially between Jimin and Jin, whose bond has often been described as brotherly. But instead of joyful anecdotes or shared memories, Jimin's words during the live session carried a weight that few expected. "He didn't say anything," Jimin admitted, referring to Jin. The room fell silent. The comment, though brief, was loaded with emotional undertones that fans immediately picked up on. It wasn't just about a missed birthday message. It was about something deeper. Jin's absence from Jimin's birthday narrative is not merely a logistical oversight. It is a deviation from a long-standing tradition within BTS, where birthdays are marked by heartfelt messages, playful banter, and public displays of affection among members. Jin, in particular, has been known for his thoughtful gestures and emotional sensitivity. His silence this time is not just uncharacteristic, it is alarming. The timing of this incident is particularly significant. Both Jin and Jimin have recently completed their mandatory military service, a period that often reshapes personal priorities and emotional landscapes. While fans had hoped for a seamless return to the group's familiar dynamics, Jimin's statement suggests that the post-service reality may be more complex than anticipated. Could the experience of military life have introduced new emotional boundaries? Or is this silence indicative of a deeper, unresolved tension? Speculation has intensified in the hours following the broadcast. Some fans believe Jin may be preparing a private gesture, choosing to avoid public attention. Others suspect that the silence is symptomatic of a larger shift within BTS, a shift that could redefine relationships, roles, and the group's future trajectory. Theories range from creative disagreements to emotional fatigue, each attempting to decode the meaning behind Jin's uncharacteristic quietude. What makes this moment particularly unsettling is the history between Jimin and Jin. Their interactions have always been marked by mutual respect, humor, and emotional support. From shared meals to candid conversations, their bond has been a source of comfort for fans and a symbol of BTS's internal harmony. To hear Jimin express disappointment, especially on a day as personal as his birthday, feels like a rupture in that narrative. The emotional gravity of Jimin's words cannot be overstated. He did not lash out, nor did he dramatize the situation. Instead, his tone was subdued, almost resigned. That subtlety is what makes the moment so powerful. It suggests that the silence was not just unexpected, it was hurtful. And in the world of BTS, where emotional transparency is both rare and revered, such moments carry immense weight. Fans have begun dissecting every recent interaction between Jin and Jimin, searching for clues. Was there tension during their last group appearance? Did Jin's social media activity hint at emotional withdrawal? The absence of clear answers has only fueled the mystery. Some point to Jin's recent focus on solo projects, suggesting that his attention may be elsewhere. Others wonder if Jimin's own evolving artistic identity has created distance. The broader implications of this moment extend beyond the two individuals involved. BTS has long been celebrated not just for their music, but for their unity. Their ability to navigate fame, pressure, and personal growth as a collective has been central to their global appeal. If cracks are beginning to form within that foundation, it could signal a new chapter, one marked by individualism rather than collective harmony. It is important to note that silence, in itself, is not always indicative of conflict. Jin may have had personal reasons for his quietude, reasons that are not yet public. But in the absence of clarification, Fans are left to interpret the silence through the lens of emotion, history, and expectation. And in that interpretation, the silence becomes deafening. Jimin's decision to share his disappointment publicly is also telling. It suggests a desire for transparency, perhaps even accountability. It is a rare move in an industry where emotional grievances are often concealed. By speaking out, Jimin has not only expressed his own feelings, but has also invited fans into a moment of vulnerability. That openness, while courageous, also exposes the emotional fragility that can exist even within the strongest bonds. The question now is, what happens next? Will Jin respond, either publicly or privately? Will the group address the moment in future appearances? Or will the silence persist, leaving fans to grapple with uncertainty? These questions are not just about birthday wishes. They are about the emotional architecture of BTS itself. In the hours since the broadcast, social media has been flooded with messages of support for Jimin. Fans have expressed empathy, concern, and a desire for resolution. Some have called for patience, urging others not to jump to conclusions. Others have demanded answers, believing that transparency is owed to a fandom that has stood by the group through every chapter. The emotional resonance of this moment is amplified by the timing. Birthdays are symbolic. They represent growth, reflection, and connection. For Jimin to feel overlooked on such a day is not just a personal disappointment. It is a symbolic fracture. It challenges the narrative of unity that BTS has cultivated for over a decade. As the hours pass without a response from Jin, the silence becomes more pronounced. Each moment of quiet feels like a statement, intentional or not. And in that quiet, fans are left to confront the possibility that something has changed. Whether that change is temporary or permanent remains to be seen. The emotional complexity of this situation cannot be reduced to simple explanations. It is a confluence of history, personality, timing, and expectation. It is a reminder that even in the most celebrated relationships, silence can speak volumes. And when that silence occurs within a group as emotionally significant as BTS, its impact is profound. Jimin's words have opened a door into a moment of emotional truth. What lies beyond that door is uncertain. But one thing is clear, the silence has been heard. And in the world of BTS, where every gesture is magnified, that silence will not be forgotten. Whether this moment leads to reconciliation, reflection, or redefinition, is already left its mark. It has reminded fans that behind the music, the fame, and the performances, there are human beings, complex, emotional, and vulnerable. And in that reminder, there is both pain and possibility. As the world watches and waits, one question remains. Will Jin break the silence, or will this moment become a turning point in the emotional history of BTS?